The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the audio show.
You know what, friends? I realize that we're going through a time now where the Wayne channel is giving us an opportunity to learn things. One of the things I keep saying to people is that, folks, look at it this way. Melissa does not necessarily have to catch Amber directly in the act. In other words, you don't necessarily have to see her, what you call it now, taking the thing, taking the blows, clapping cheeks, whatever you want to call it. She doesn't necessarily need to see this. And just to give you some proof of it, it's just, it's how it's implied. So I asked the question, does an eyewitness need to see a wife having sex for it to be called cheating in Georgia? And I'm just showing you this. No, an eyewitness does not need to actually see your wife having sex for it to be called cheating in Georgia. Infidelity can be proven using circumstantial evidence. And they give you a couple things. Inclination, proof that your wife and her, paramour had a financial or sexual desire for one another. I'm saying the woman was in her nightgown. It's implied. You've seen her in her nightgown at Dave's place. Opportunity. Proof that they had a time and physical opportunity to engage in sexual relationships. That's what I'm saying. Remember, Melissa came in and caught them coming off of each other. Just like when Amber went the last time and saw Anthony in the bed with Sheila. Yes, that is proof. Kai is there as proof, but that is also proof. She's basically caught them there. She's an eyewitness to the actual act in itself. This is what I was trying to show you. And them give you all many more things. Digital communication, financial documents, testimony. See that? Statement from an individual such as neighbors, friends, or colleagues who have observed the parties spending significant time together. I want to show you this because I think you're misunderstanding the role Melissa has. And that's why I said Melissa is going to be the key to what you're seeing. That's why I'm saying this. So for the people who are thinking that you need to see them actually doing it, they don't need to see that. They just need to have enough proof. That's why Brittany said the things she said to Amber last year. Let's get into the content.
What's wrong?
Your assistant, Melissa.
What happened?
I asked her not to tell my business, Dave.
Huh?
I asked her not to talk about you and I. And what does she do? She goes and runs her mouth about you and I.
Melissa?
Yes, Melissa. That is the last thing I need right now, going through a divorce. I don't need Anthony finding out about us.
Hey, calm.
All right, so before Dave starts to telling her to calm down, yes, she doesn't need this. And this kind of what we were talking about when we're saying, yes, it's important. That's why she doesn't want this out, As much as you see Amber is, she's spoken to the lawyer about what she's doing because she's trying to get some right in there. The wrong comes in when Melissa comes in. The right is her doing her thing. She can talk to Ernestine and she's fine with that. Because what Ernestine don't know and what is the part now that Melissa have. Melissa has the intricacies of the relationship. Remember, Melissa introduced them to do business. Then Melissa has come to find them basically doing other business. So that's the truth at the end of the day. But that's where we are. And yes, she does look pretty nice. She looks pretty nice.
How you know for sure she told?
Because Danielle calls me over to her house, says she want to talk, have girl talk.
Right.
No, she calls me over there to judge me, to ask me about you.
All right, so let's work on this whole judge thing. And we talked about this inside of the chat, and we're saying, but isn't it warrant though some amount of judgment or some amount of critique? And as a matter of fact, I don't think Daniel really judged Amber. I think she tried to kind of give, one-on-one, woman to woman with Amber. The problem is that Amber didn't like that she was caught. And Amber has never liked the mere fact that she's actually caught in a circumstance. But again, this could all have been avoided. That's what they're showing you in the skit. This could all have been avoided if Amber had waited. That's the point. At the end of the day, if the woman had waited, now this is coming down to who has the better case, is coming down to basically who makes more mistakes. That's what it's coming down to. And that's why O'Neill is not giving the win to anybody. But it seemed like some people has already given the win to Amber, and I tell them, all right, okay, you must not be involved in any family court cases. Because if you think the next side is going to sit down right now, Anthony's lawyer is a different stretch. But if you think in regular circumstance, the next side is going to sit down and not bring up as many things to muddy the water as much as they possibly can, so as to make you lose, you have a next thing coming.
Who else would she have found that out through? Only her sister. Like I'm so ticked off. I don't know what to do, honestly. How long have you known her?
This has been with about 10 years now.
Yeah, see, Dave, you need to be careful about who you got around you.
Hey, good. I'm gonna handle Melissa though. Don't worry about that.
I appreciate it.
I can't believe she was running her mouth though, because that's really not like her. She's been with me like I said, 10 years, and she never ran her mouth. So I don't know what's going on, but I will handle it.
So see now Dave is trying to see if he can console her because of course, Dave have a special relationship. Now Amber don't know about that relationship. So how would Amber react if Amber realized that, Melissa and Dave has had a thing together? How would that be? Because that's also now something else. You know what I mean? That's also in there as well too. Could other things come up about well, they probably think probably would matter. But nonetheless, because it's not about Dave. The case is really about Anthony and Amber. Right? But hey, Dave is caught in between a rock and a hard place, and I don't think he minds the place he's caught.
Let me ask you something though. Do you care if Anthony find out about us?
No, I don't care. I mean, I don't want to serve it to him on a platter, but I am legally separated.
Right.
I care about this divorce and getting what I deserve.
That is the key. That is the key. That's why it matters. And she's right. She should care about that piece of the puzzle. And I'm glad she's honest right here. So today, but yes, if she doesn't do it right, she won't get the portion she's asking for, because she's asking for an exorbitant sum of money. She's asking for half of all of the assets. People just don't remember that this is what's going on. I remember I'm in the chat rooms. I'm telling you this. I remember being involved in one particular case, okay? And we had a very, very strong case. And the lawyer never once told us, hey, I think I'm quite sure that you've won. No, the lawyer said to us, hey, you have a strong case. Let's see what they come with. But you have a strong case. Did you tell me everything? And that's exactly the approach that they give to it. I'm just telling you, when you're going to family court, it come up to whatever it is that you have. Now, if there's a child involved and if Amber had a child, that would have been a different circumstance because you'd have more things in there and the child that kind of muddied some more. But this is Amber on her own. But hey, I mean, people, I don't know. I try to give very, objective opinion, and just to kind of give people, hey, it's not over. That's all I'm saying. It's just not over. But people are marking it as if it's already over and Amber has already won, which I don't know what she has won yet because there's no judgment yet. You understand?
And somebody sabotaging that. That's what I care about. I mean,
That's not her business anyway. That's what I'm saying. She don't need to be.
It's not her business.
That's not her business anyway. That's not her place.
And
Discussing my business like that.
I really don't appreciate it, Dave. Honestly, I don't. It's like we had this conversation.
Yeah.
But why? Do you care if people find out about us?
Nah.
You don't care.
Nah, I don't care.
So
No.
you don't care about us?
I more than care about you. You're my girl. So yeah,
I'm your girl.
yeah.
Now, I'm thinking about this and I'm wondering, what role does Shayla play? Because remember, Shayla witnessed Amber doing her thing with Wayne, right? And I'm saying that don't have as much weight. But in other words, what role does she play in terms of stating, yeah, the same thing I've seen with Dave, I've seen her done that before. And that's kind of what I was talking to when I was speaking about it, Miss Grant. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's a court case. Your duty is to establish fact. It's like, okay, when you're going to child custody case, okay? When you're going to child custody case, they do something that's called a psychological evaluation, okay? Which they get social workers to do. And the aim of that psychological evaluation is to sit down and give a bunch of facts as to what exactly is taking place. Well, the daddy's living here. The house don't look right. The house has, mold in the ceiling. It looks like, him don't have a proper room. It looks like basically, he argues with the child because when I talk to the child say, he's arguing. These are the things. And the judge sits down and they take those things into consideration. And that was what exactly I was trying to talk about Optics. That's why I keep using the word optics, friends, because it's all it position itself. No, am I saying the judge uses these psychological evaluations as the full-blown decision? Not necessarily. But they look at it in a certain frame, though they give it some level of respect. Because for them, it's just what I'm observing. It's what that professional is observing. Now I'm pinpointing that to this particular situation. The judge is just going to observe how the lawyer put that case together. Both of them have a case. That's why both of them have a case.
I like the sound
Fine,
board.
so looking good now, brown too.
You look good too, baby.
I guess that brown skin.
I'm sorry. I'm so upset.
No, I'm upset too because she shouldn't be running her mouth. I don't really play that. I run a tight ship.
Well, the ship clearly not tight enough. Okay, so my big thing now is this. Where does Melissa and Daniel fall? Because again, Amber's going for everything. Let's say Amber start talking about the hidden assets, okay? Then what? Does Melissa now just give up Ben? Because the truth of the matter is, if they go for the hidden assets, chances are they could come after the things that Ben actually has as well, because they're going to see Ben as a fraud. To say that Ben has hidden monies and they may try to punish him some way, somehow. That's coming out of the entire family portion between the two of them. What happens there? Because that now complicates that. That's why I'm asking the question, where do they play in this? How can it be played? I'm just looking at all different sides of the puzzle. Right? Just looking at the different pieces of the puzzle as to how they may look at it. Now the question is, does Anthony take this information, goes after Dave, or does he take it, get more upset, go in the bed with Denisha even more? Because that now form another particular thing. Him going after Denisha, doing his thing with Denisha, how does that fare? Does Denisha get called on the stand and testifies? Does all of this info come out? How does that wedge against whatever it is? Friends, again, if you come to my channel, you know O'Neil is calling just every side of the puzzle. I'm not any particular team. I'm just calling different sides of the puzzle. Amber fan just can't accept when they give them facts. That's what it is. But that's not a question. Does he take this information, bring it to his lawyer? Then they start to get a PI with the information, start to ask questions, start to put two and two together or things together or to ask more questions. Or what? How do they work it? Because that's all I'm saying. How do they put it all together? And that's why I said that the writers have a heck of an opportunity with this storyline. I just can't tell you the amount of opportunity them have with this storyline. They are in a sweet spot with this. They're going to be able to make a lot of money from this particular storyline because it's a good story. It's a very, very good story. It's almost like you're basically watching a real court case, like the Amber Heard and what's his name again? Amber Heard and Johnny Depp storyline. That's what it can become. And you saw how long that took to resolve itself. But hey, give me your stick, like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to you.